So I would like to start now, so that's fine. Hope you.
Yeah, let's do it.
If the chat's not complaining, I hope you guys have the chat open. So I hope
Yeah, I
the.
have it open.
All right, so the people are not complaining. I'm gonna start now, so I'm just gonna reload the level right here. Go in three, two, one, and go. So yeah, all right. This is Jedi Knight Academy. It's basically the latest one of the Jedi Knight series games. You have seen Dark Forces already, which is the first one, and you're gonna see Outcast later. Nice, really nice. So basically, this game takes place after the movies. Luke Skywalker has founded the Jedi Academy, and you're basically just an apprentice at the academy right there. And you're a Padawan of Kyle Katarn, so you get some awesome Jedi powers later in the game, which you're gonna abuse. And yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
one of the coolest differences between this and Jedi Outcast, you actually get to choose your Force powers between each level. And you also get to use things like Force Lightning and Force Choke and stuff from the movies, which is so much fun.
So yeah, upcoming in the next level after
Oops.
we killed everyone here, we will go into the second level. And in this level, we will encounter our very first skip of the game. Basically, it's an out-of-bounds skip where we use the crouch jumping in this game to basically skip the whole introduction of the level of the game, because that takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. And so we see her jumping across the bridge, and coming up here, we're going to be facing a saber robot, which can be tricky, but the lightsaber mechanics in this game are really cool. They depend on directional inputs and then being able to turn
Nice,
the
I got
mouse
it.
to angle your saber.
Nice.
Oh, nice. You got the quick kill on the robot. It's really impressive. Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, this game is Quake 3 engine, as you may have noticed, just like JK2. So as you all know, Quake 3 has strafe jumping, and you're gonna see me do that a lot. Yeah, there's some specifics though in this game, some limitations, and the most important one being that you have to kind of go downhill. Like every time you jump downhill, you gain a speed boost for the duration of that jump, and you want to use that all over the place and chain those jumps together. You go really fast.
Yeah, and moving at a diagonal and turning into the jump also warrants a little extra speed. So we're going to see Sajiki do some really amazing strafe jumps and chain multiple of them together to be able to go really, really fast in some parts and save a lot of time.
So yeah, for this level he was able to choose weapons and force powers. As you can see, Sajiki took the thermal detonators, and for this part of the level he will kill some of the enemies with his lightsaber and his detonator. Actually, for this part it is important to kill certain enemies, otherwise you cannot continue
I'm an idiot.
continue this level. As you can see, Sajiki missed one of the guys, which makes it not able to continue, so he had to go back and kill him. But it's not a big deal actually.
Nah, it's not. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and coming up here, we like to do something called the Vino Boost, where we jump on the ship in order to get a huge burst of speed. Nicely done. And just that trick comes up a few times throughout the entire run.
Actually, just once.
Oh wait, wasn't there another one? Never mind.
But yeah, the strafe jumping is really important. It's basically the way you move everywhere. Also, the force powers that we select at the start, they're kind of not important right now. So we're doing you can kind of choose the missions that you want to go to, and in this mission, it's not important to have any force powers. What am I doing? But later, it's gonna be important. So I'm gonna show that to you.
Yeah, and so coming up on this next level especially, there's two things going on. First, he's going to be picking thermal detonators here. Excuse me, the detonation packs instead of the thermal detonators. And this is going to be extremely useful later on in the level. We'll explain that when it comes up. But here we're going to see him open up with some really beautiful strafe jumps across this canyon area, and then we're going to see him do a really difficult crouch climb in order to get up the
Oh, that's amazing.
wall of the rock formation. So we're going to give him some serious time.
Yeah, that's basically the hardest trick in the game for me. It's a really, really finicky jump. First one especially. Oh, I got it. Nice. Alright, should we get?
Right,
Nice.
Nice.
So that's a really huge skip right there. Not time-wise though, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it cuts off a huge portion of the climbing area, and so it cuts down on a huge RNG factor by being able to bypass a lot of enemies.
So yeah, as Muffin mentioned before, Sajiki picked dead packs here, and for this trick right here, we will use those dead packs to place them at the ending of the level where multiple enemies will spawn. But because we have to kill certain enemies in the end to actually progress again. And we have to wait for the elevator or the ramp to go up and down. So basically in that downtime we can place those dead packs without any issues.
Oh yeah, using like strafe jumps there too is really important because we wouldn't have been able to get the speed in order to make it back to the elevator in time. So that's really impressive footwork coming out of Sajiki. So as we sort of wrap up this level and find the droid that we were indeed looking for, we're going to be entering a level where the selection of force powers is actually going to really come into play. For the first 2 levels, we get Heal 2, and then the second 2 levels, we get Rage 1 and 2. And Rage 2 is extremely important because it makes us invulnerable, or we cannot go below 1 health. And we're going to be bypassing an instant kill area. Unless you hit a switch, and so we're going to skip having to get that switch by having Force Rage 2.
Yeah, first up here we have Danger coming up. In this level we use the vid restart command, and that basically makes it normally like that you reset your video settings, or like if you set them then you press apply, and basically it makes us able to walk around in the cutscene. And this is very handy for this level because this way we were able to pick up at least one item here, which we normally would have picked up just out of the cutscene. But because of the cutscene right here, we were able to pick up also a second part. And when we picked up the second part, we get teleported back to the ship. So that saves us a bit of time of going back again and putting that part back in there.
Yeah, I want to mention quickly that this is possible by quick save, quick loading as well. It's really handy though. Like I would have like it is you can only pick up one part at once, so we have to go back to the ship anyways, and it comes really handy that you get teleported back to the ship. You can just get it right there, so I don't have to walk back all the way.
Yeah, and also something that's really nice is that enemies sort of get frozen while the cutscene is playing through. So the worms that we see now that are sort of fishing around for him weren't actually active during that cutscene. This is actually going to play a huge role when we use vid restart later in the game during some boss fights later in the run.
Yeah, you just saw the worms right there. So this level, if you've played this casually, you may remember this level being really infamous for a lot of deaths. Like, I was scared as fuck when I played this game and I went on this level, but actually this level is really cool in a speedrun because all of the nice elevations and bombs you can use to get speed boosts. Actually great fun to play.
Yeah, those were some beautiful strafe jumps, man. Nice job.
That's
so coming up here is the rail, and this is where the Force Rage is really going to come into play. Oh, it's really awesome.
Yeah, so right here is an instant death trigger, and I can just simply, oh my god, okay, save that. So I can simply bypass that by activating Force Rage, which makes me unable to drop below 1 HP basically. And that is an intended feature by the game, so they kind of give you that option right there. It's kind of silly, but hey.
Oh yeah. And then also picking up Force Heal is really nice here too. Complements it. Go down to 1 HP. Well, we don't want to die from a random scatter shot, so we just heal up a little bit and then use the rest of our force to jump over.
So yeah, this level has a nice display of how the strafes work with the elevation difference. This is a very technical level where you have to jump correctly to get the right boosts. But once you get those boosts, it's really nice to just go through this level quickly.
I messed up there, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, this is definitely like the tier 1 missions are definitely really technical right from the get-go. So it is very impressive to see Sajiki hitting so many of these straight jumps because they are so densely packed together.
That was too close.
Great work,
Oh,
Jake.
nice.
I took out those
Yeah,
ships.
that was good.
We're in the clear now.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like right at the end of this rail, sort of, and it wraps up the first tier of these little side missions, and now we're going to be doing a story mission, which is going to take place on Hoth. And right from the get-go, we're going to be able to mount a Tauntaun here, as you see, and we're going to use the speed boost and then something called Tauntaun strafe jumping. So you can also strafe jump with a Tauntaun, but it can actually be kind of stressful because the jump button is also used to dismount the Tauntaun as well.
So yeah,
Yeah.
when Sajiki got out of this cave right here, he's gonna pick up another Tauntaun. And with that Tauntaun, he's gonna do a Tauntaun glitch and a Tauntaun skip. Basically, first you take the Tauntaun up the hill and then go down the hill again.
Oh, well, this
It's
is terrible
basically-
RNG right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. That is
Yeah,
really
the
rare,
posi-
though.
The positioning can be really random sometimes.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're usually parked right there at the entrance.
But yeah, you can see the nice TTSJs right here, the strafe jumpings.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, basically Sajiki is gonna glitch out the Tauntaun, which makes it so the Tauntaun doesn't decelerate as much. Which makes it able to just skip over the mountain and jump over it with a boost there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got it.
large.
Nice.
Nice.
Why would they be guarding?
Yeah, that could be a really tricky glitch. That was really impressive.
Yeah, so as you can see, vehicles in this game totally work as intended. That is kind of a theme in this game. You're gonna see that later, spoiler.
Yeah, and so now that we're entering this next area of Hoth in this Hoth base, we're gonna showcase something called Skyrim strats, where as we shoot stormtroopers in the knee, apparently is just as vital as getting a headshot. So the unfortunate end to many stormtrooper careers by taking a bullet to the knee.
Yeah, I mean, there's some reason why we shoot them. Like, the hitboxes are really terrible and they block you really badly usually, so kind of want to shoot them, but I don't have to shoot them in the knees, we just do that because it looks hilarious.
Yeah.
There's a neat little, really recently discovered skip right here that I'm gonna do, hopefully. Yeah. And it worked.
Oh.
Jesus, giving me a hard time right now. Ah, got it, alright. Yeah, that was okay.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so jumping through this crack in the wall here is extremely difficult, but it also bypasses a lot of stormtroopers, which have a good level of RNG. They can just run in your way, and also it passes a spawn trigger here.
Yeah, I should despawn a couple of stormtroopers, which is kind of handy.
So yeah, upcoming here we're going into the first boss fight with Alora. And for this we're gonna use Rage before we go into the fight for the cutscene. And then after we end the cutscene we do Rage again. And this way we just skip the animation of doing Rage the second time.
Good fight.
Nice. Yeah, so coming up here immediately into this next level, on the first mission of the Tier 2, we're going to be going on a swoop bike, and we're going to do some pretty crazy stuff with this bike. It's kind of hard to explain, but the gist of it is to use the speed boost on the bike and then turn in a direction and then use a sideways jaunt. And this allows us to go really fast in order to go distances that we normally should not have been able to do.
Like that.
It's crazy, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, nice.
So yeah, bikes work as intended as well, as you can see.
Yeah, so what we did here is this in this first jump, we actually get a cutscene trigger, which is going to allow us to bring a swoop bike back into this area to attempt a second one to climb up the side of the cliff. And this is going to allow us to just run over the entire level in order to... Ooh, yeah.
It was nice.
Wow.
That was
It's
really good.
impressive. And then I think the funniest part of this level is that the spawning point when you start the level compared to where the end point in the level is actually really, really close together on the map. You just have to climb over this canyon in order to do it. Oh, man.
Yeah, normally this is one of the longest levels in the game casually. Especially because the swoop bike is just really annoying to navigate with.
Yeah.
But with the skip, it's really handy to just skip that whole swoop bike part, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And so in this next level, we're gonna see him go on Wedge, and this level is actually really, really cool for showing off a lot of the strafe jumpings. So right at the start of the level, we're gonna see Sajiki also use a strategy where instead of having the lightsaber in hand, we're gonna equip another weapon, and this is gonna allow us to regenerate force while we're using force jump. Normally, if you have the lightsaber, it pauses the force regeneration. But every single tier of missions you go up, right now we're in tier 2, the more powerful force jump is. The further we can jump, and for a longer duration of time. However, it uses more force.
Yeah. Exactly, so for every boosted jump you do, like this one, you really want to extend it to its maximum, and that goes force.
Yeah. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, these are some incredible jumps.
Making another run.
Yeah.
You're doing great, Jaden.
Yeah, this level is really nice to showcase the strafe jumping mechanics again. You can really see the elevation again of the level, and just you can see the height differences, which is really nice, just as in real. You can see where to jump and how to get those boosts, and later, like the later half of this level, you'll see that even more. So this is the full go fasty. Sajiki will use speed to make the environment go slower, so the elevator will go down and will go down slower, so he'll be able to jump up it and just skip the waiting for the elevator there. It's a really cool trick.
Yeah, it was alright. Doesn't save much time, but it looks cool, so...
Yeah.
All for the marathon. Yeah.
Or, exactly.
Oh, yeah. And so as we go here, we're pointing sort of these homing beacons for Wedge to shoot torpedoes at various locations, and now we're going to have to disarm a bunch of bombs. And this is really the part of the level that Vino was really trying to emphasize, has some really beautiful strafe jumps. And so we're going to get to have Sajiki really show off his mechanics. Oh, yeah.
You're doing great, Jaden. That did it! Get back to your ship, Jaden. We're out of here.
Death drop? I don't think so, no.
Nice. And then upcoming in this next level is really where we're going to show off how ridiculous force jump can actually be, as we are going to do an incredible jump right at the get-go. The bridge gets destroyed, but we're going to be able to just jump across this entire ravine.
Oh, too bad. That is some random shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close. Oh, yeah.
That should work, but sometimes the game just decides to give you a random slope boost, that's what we call it, and... yeah. Can happen. Breaks my moral,
Yeah.
as you can see.
Yeah, as the deceleration in this game allows us to actually do all these really cool, like, strafe jumps and fast-moving mechanics, it can also be extremely unforgiving at times.
But yeah, that
So
level
here,
kind of takes like 1 minute, so... It's not supposed to be like that, trust me.
So yeah, for this level, basically you don't have any weapons, so we're gonna pick a blaster and we're basically gonna skip the whole indoor part and just jump around everything, so we don't encounter any enemies. And then we go on to do the normal intended route, I guess. But instead of waiting for the elevator to come down and go up, we're actually gonna just jump up there without any waiting.
It's called the Alcatraz Escape because we like Super Metroid. You may have noticed.
Nice. Oh man. Yeah, so upcoming here, we're actually going to see one of the primary force abilities you get right at the start of the game come into real handy. We've seen Force Speed used a couple times so far, but now we're going to see something called Force Sense. Normally, the blaster rifle actually shoots out in sort of random directions because the accuracy isn't 100%. But when we toggle Force Sense, it's actually going to give us 100% accuracy with the blaster. So it's very useful for this boss, which in casual playthroughs can be a nightmare.
Yeah, the funny thing is it removes recoil of any weapon, so even the shotgun.
Yeah.
And a lot of casual players don't know that. Like, I didn't know that either.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So yeah, for this level, you can see there's Acid Rain. We actually use Protect here to protect us from the damage that normally gives us. And we kill the Stucker guys here to get a certain weapon, which we will use later on for a skip and just for the general movement.
Yeah, the Stucker weapon is basically the best weapon in the game. Can you explain why, Muffin, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Stucker has two uses for us. One is it deals a boatload of damage, so we can definitely ship it to enemies and take them out extremely quickly. But then also, it's really good with the alternative fire, because the alternative fire is a single point attack, and it gives us a little bit of a boost. So if we rotate in 180 degrees and just give a boost mid-strafe jump, we actually can get a little extra speed, and we're actually going to see this used in a really, really amazing difficult trick coming up as we jump through this canyon.
Oh, too bad.
Can I just say that Zenny made a very funny joke right now?
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Just want to shout that out.
I bet he has a list prepared for this run.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was like probably the hardest skip for beginners in this game.
That's
I'm
really
kind of dead though,
Nice.
and I'm not allowed to heal for some reason, so I'm gonna do that here.
Yeah, you gotta be careful here with the health here, because of course there's falling damage, and then there's also the damage from the rain, which you have to keep in mind.
It's no big deal though. I'm a little low HP now, and I'm dropping frames. That's not cool.
Yeah. So right up here, we're actually going to see something we can use, because whenever we come to a cutscene, we can buffer a movement key, and then after we cancel the cutscene, it jerks us in that slight direction. And so usually you fall into that garbage disposal, but we didn't see that. And now we're going to see force speed used in order to slow down, making the saber strats easier.
Also, I did a light dialogue skip here. May you perhaps explain what that is?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, basically you can quick save and quick load in a dialogue, which makes it so that it basically just skips it, and so it's quicker. And also with Cal there, he can troll you very easily and just walk around the room. And by doing it at the exact moment, he will just immediately walk towards you instead of just screwing around in a room. Here we see another use of the speed here to slow down the environment, so that way we don't have to wait for another cycle of the laser, which makes it faster again to just go through there in the first cycle.
Also up here, we're going to see a little bit of a difference, because usually in the Dark Forces games you see how it's all in first person, but in the Jedi Knight series, things are done in third person for the most part for lightsaber combat. And that is actually tricky because the targeting reticle isn't directly lined up with your character's actually targeting. It's a little bit off. So all those force pulls on those mirrors were actually really impressive coming out of Sajiki.
That's a neat skip. That skips an elevator. It's like 10 seconds.
The Imperials are here now.
Yeah, so also coming up here, we're going to see Sajiki use Secret to destroy these explosives here, and then also just jump through the level in order to approach the robot.
Yeah.
So yeah, for these robots, we're gonna use the damp again, which we also use in Rogue. It's the fastest way to kill the robots, and because there's a certain spawning pattern in these rooms, it's easy just to know where to shoot
I
immediately.
got troll. Yeah, I got trolled.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they can be trolly and you won't be able to hit them quite right away, so they will run around and you have to kill them afterwards. But it isn't really a big deal if you are kind of prepared for it and have some backup strats.
Yeah, nice backup strats there, man. That was really nicely done. Yeah, and so up here as we approach the boss fight for this story mission, closing up the tier 2 missions, we're gonna see some nice saber strats followed by vid restart once again. This is gonna freeze Rosh in place as we kill him. This is really important because those saber acolytes can actually heal him up during the boss fight, so it's really difficult and casual playthrough. But because vid restart, we can just kill him.
Yeah, you can do that with any cutscene. And during that cutscene, you can just kill him while the cutscene is running.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, for this level we will do another big skip. Normally you'll have to walk around and go down and go up this level, all kinds of elevators and activating ventilators or deactivating them. But now we can just jump up here and do a very long and hard jump. And that way we'll be able to just skip all that annoying parts there. So yeah, in this tower you have to be careful with some guys who can use force on you. Namely with using lightning, which basically just contracts your muscles and you won't be able to move as much.
That was perfect though.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah, and so as we close up this level by planting all these bombs to dismantle the device, if you will, we're going to be heading into Rift, which is probably one of the most impressive jumps. And of course, with Tier 3 missions, we have the final form of Force Jump, which is going to allow us to do these ridiculous jumps in order to skip large parts of the mission, but then also cancel out a lot of spawn triggers for enemies.
Yeah, I got a slow boost there again. Kind of on the edge of failing, but
It was saved.
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically in the beginning, by jumping really high, we skip a spawn trigger, so this area that you just saw should be full of stupid enemies that troll the shit out of you, so kind of nice not having to deal with them.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice. I can't stress how much how bad it is.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Did I hit that? Yeah, I did. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also a really short mission as you saw. It's also funny how with Rage and Protection they give you basically all the tools you need to break all kinds of stuff basically, and people do not always realize that.
Yeah, one large part of all these crazy jumps is using Force Protect in order to negate fall damage. It just allows us to abuse Force Jump even more.
So yeah, this level is pretty straightforward. It's an indoors level, there's not a lot of strafe jumps, just basically some boosts and some nice strats. But mostly it's just walking around, getting through the level and
Nice
yeah,
Jane.
just trying
Well
to
played.
finish it.
Yeah, probably the scariest part of this level are all these Super Troopers and Rocket Trooper, and we see Mind Trick being used on the Rocket Trooper in order to shut him down for the remainder of the level. That being said, it's still extremely easy to take way too much damage at this beginning part, so that was really well done. Now, as we travel up the elevator, he's going to jump up, and then we're going to take out some TIE fighters.
Yeah, basically health management is really important in this level, and I'd rather be safe than sorry, like take my time killing those guys. So Kyle's gonna tell me that I did nice shooting there, but don't trust him. Good shooting, fuck you, Kyle. That was actually terrible.
Oh man,
Nah, it was alright. But yeah, so basically the health's been an issue because I have to jump down this elevator shaft because waiting for the elevator is not things we do, you know?
And, we don't like elevators, Preem.
No.
Let's do a quick dialogue skip here and then we're off.
Nice. Oh man, yeah, coming up here in this next level, it's probably one of the coolest levels to run through. The last boss is going to be Boba Fett on this level, and he does have a lot of RNG stable to him, but just jumping through this level, we're going to see some really, really cool force jumps, bringing us really cool strafes.
Yeah, it's everyone's favorite mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can explain the RNG part of Boba in this level. Because basically Boba has 3 different weapons he can have. He can have his regular blaster, which is the most ideal situation. Then he has his rocket launcher, which is kind of annoying, but it's not too hard to handle. And then he has his sniper rifle. And in the end of the level, if he has a sniper rifle, he'll be most likely to be up there for like a very long time. And it is able to go up there and kill him, but it's more useful and more nice to us if he just has his blaster and he comes down immediately.
Yeah, it's really sad because this level is actually huge fun to play. Like all the elevation that you can see, like the elevator like terrain you can use to get nice boosts. But then at the end, the big boss of this game is waiting for you. Like, has killed countless of my runs with his stupidity. So let's see what he gives us in this marathon. So we've seen second try HRH, if I remember correctly, in Bioshock. So it's not that bad though. Like I'm exaggerating. But as we are ahead of schedule, I hope he trolls me for a bit, Kappa.
Yeah, just so we can show it off.
But it doesn't seem like he does. He seems pretty nice. Okay, okay, it's alright.
It's a bit long. Yeah, okay.
So there was a semi-troll.
He was thinking about it.
He was considering it.
That being said, coming up in this next level, this is probably one of the most substantial skip in the entire level by doing these T-Mac G jumps to climb up the side of the wall here.
Please.
After this first jump. And this level, if you've ever played this game casually, A, it's really, really long, but then also B, it can be a huge nightmare to get through from all of the enemies. But just being able to jump up the side here is gonna save a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah, this level is definitely the longest casually, and it takes barely a minute in speedrun, so it's absolutely amazing how much that skips. Doesn't seem like it, but
yeah, it's pretty.
Also, this bridge is invisible. Deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're skipping a lot of the triggers throughout the entire level. That bridge doesn't load, but it's still substantial.
Yeah, I want to add that in practice for this marathon. I had it happen to me that the bridge was actually there, and I was so confused that I had to stop. Like, seriously, I haven't seen this bridge in so long.
Oh, man. Nice. Oh, man.
This level is pretty finicky sometimes. You have to be very careful for your force management, because there's certain enemies you have to get past, and you have to make this jump to get to the next part. But it seems like Sajiki is doing it right there, so it's good.
Yeah,
Nice
really important.
Man.
So upcoming here is a very fast cycle we need to get here. There's a certain part later on this track here where you have to get through a lightning field normally. But if you do it fast enough, you will be able to just skip it without any
which I
issues.
successfully did there.
Nice, nice.
Wow.
There was
Yeah,
not
that
the
can
lighting
be-
that you saw there.
Yeah.
It would have instantly killed me. If, like, you wouldn't have noticed, guys, so don't worry.
That being said, coming up here is going to be
Oh, nice. I got
second to
the
last.
saber glitch.
Nice. Oh my god, yes.
So that's gonna look a bit hilarious now.
Yeah.
Because I have only one saber, so
Jaden, no!
I have to...
Let go of your anger.
So if you're on the dark side, it makes this boss fight easier, and then we're also using Vid Restart to kill it. And then coming up in this next level, we're going to see one crazy use of saber throw here, where we're going to throw the saber through a floor and then turn off the saber in order to have it be thrown, and then we're going to destroy some chains, which are going to be some pretty crazy setups. And it's going to skip, once again, like the grand majority of this level.
That feel when not enough force for a blow.
Yeah, this guy's can be really trolly sometimes with gripping.
Alright, got it.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, it's really good. And
Yeah.
then destroying these pillars lowers that door up above, and then we just jump up and then finish the level.
Yeah, that is also the end of the level right here, so... It's kind of a pattern of really long levels being turned into 1-minute levels, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
And the next one too, by the way.
Yeah, next one has a really big jump in the beginning, which basically just skips everything. So it's really hard though, and it can be really tricky with low HP.
Oh, yes!
Oh, the 1 HP! Oh! Kappa! But yeah, for in dark side, if you go on dark side, it's for some reason it's not possible to die here. We have no idea why.
Yeah.
So upcoming is the final boss fight. So
Yeah, get ready on time. Get ready on time.
Yeah, so you're gonna see Sajiki take down Tavion right now, and then when he kills Kyle, that will be time.
But yeah. And time.